Alright, hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 3 of our F1 2020 MyTeam career mode with the Boinkers Racing Team. Right now on the screen, you can see we're just doing a bunch of R&D. I'm showing you what we just upgraded, the progress history. Right now we rank third, just below AlphaTauri and Alfa Romeo. So not bad car right now. Still third worst, but we're catching up to the midfield, and we're getting a car that's good enough to start scrapping for points, with Giuliano as well. So right now we're just editing the activities, trying to figure out what activities we want to assign, the things that are definitely going to help us with the driver or the departments. That's really what we're focusing on. We have a bit of money to spend, so we're not really worried about that at the moment. Not enough to upgrade any facilities, unfortunately, but it's good enough. So here we go. Advancement, as you saw during the last race in Bahrain. Had a great freaking race. We had a phenomenal race. We're running 6th. And with just a few corners to go, we got punted by Lando Norris. And he shoved us wide. And then we came back to get him, and he blocked us and ran into the back of him and lost both sides of our front wing. So now at this point, we're ready to exact some revenge. So the next time we see him, and actually probably for the rest of the season more likely, we're just going to race him harder than we're going to race any other person. Even if we gotta race other people hard, we're gonna race Lando even harder. Even if it's the first lap, the third lap, it doesn't matter. We're just gonna race him hard now at this point. So you got that little intro to practice 1, and so we get to the track acclimatization. And so now I think what I'm gonna start doing is, instead of going quiet for this full lap, I'm just gonna critique the tracks, giving my personal opinion on them. So for this track here at Hanoi, not gonna lie, I'd grade this thing like a D+ at best. This track is not good. The first sector isn't good. It's very difficult, and yeah, if you like difficulty, sure, but it's not very practical. Like, the first corner is a good place to overtake, but then the next corner is so hard to even get through that it's difficult to complete the overtake. The straight's fine, and then that corner we just went through right there, we call it the dick tip turn. That's not a good turn either. It's incredibly difficult and very prolonged for whatever reason, and I think that dick tip turn kind of makes it hard to even get a chance to battle in the front straight, because not only can you not really apply the power, but it's just hard to avoid the wall there too. So we get into the S's. I like the hairpin. The straight's okay. It's kind of windy. I love these S's. I think they're very fun, but they're incredibly difficult. So I think these S's are the strong point. I don't like the pit entrance. It's very difficult to notice. And I, for one, hate the final corner. This final corner sucks. It's very narrow. You basically can't even put the throttle until you're already on the straight. So it's ridiculously difficult, and it will not give you a very good run. But so now we got through that. We didn't have a great practice. In fact, we crashed out during the tire test, as we get once again another view into that amazingly paint garage. Went through the tire test, crashed out. Tried P2 or practice 2. We tried the race strategy test. Crashed out there. So now kind of just gave up on the tests. We're not going to get very many resource points out of this. Hopefully Giuliano gets us something, but as we run into qualifying 1, we already ran it deep in the first corner. So this lap is already scrapped, and we tried to do something different and wait until later, until the track was already rubbered in and it was slicker and quicker. Tried to wait for that. So you see there's only 5 minutes left as we enter this S section for us to do our lap, so it was a strategy call so that we would still be able to save our tires, but it didn't go well, and you see there, chipped the wing, so obviously we're not going to have a lot of front downforce, especially through a fast-ass section like this. It's going to suck. You see us locking up because we don't have the downforce. We just have so much understeer that it makes us go incredibly slow. So now, you see, qualifying one, P22, a whole 1.2 seconds behind. So now as we get into the race here, got the introduction, nice crofty voice, getting a good look, nice soccer stadium over there, cool little temple, pagoda kind of thing, don't really know what it's called. So we look through the track, you see how freaking long that straight is, it's ridiculous. I don't like the first turn, don't like the dick tip turn. The S section is okay. Turn 23 fucking sucks because it's so difficult to even get a run on the front stretch. It's so tight, like you can't even put the throttle in. So if you just watch me as I go out of that corner, you'll see how little throttle I actually put. Nice flyover. We get a look here. Surprisingly, Lewis Hamilton's only in third in the points. Leclerc and Bottas have really gotten a jump over him. So, it's going to be exciting to see how well he does. Fuck that guy. Like him in real life, but in this career mode, we've got a rivalry with him. And we're going to take it to the extreme if we have to. So we get the grid line up here. Valtteri Bottas starting on pole. Vettel second. Wow, Hamilton's not even in the first two rows. Not in the... Oh my goodness. Ricciardo starting up there, Lando Norris. Where the hell is Lewis Hamilton? 11th. 10th place grid penalty. So he got pole, but he got 10th place grid penalty, which isn't going to be great for him. There you see Giuliano in 20th. We're back here battling the Williams in Vietnam, guys. I thought we made advancements, but apparently not so. So you see here, we don't even know what strategy to put us on because we didn't even finish the race strategy program. We crashed out of it. So we got a two-stopper for the race today. I'm pretty sure that's what everybody else is going to go on. I think you'd be crazy to put the hards on. So now 5 red lights, and we're off in Vietnam, bitches. Not a good start, but I'll actually tell you, I definitely intentionally stayed back just because of how tight that first corner is. But we're still going to send it up the inside. Looking to get a move on. And actually, you see, we're 4 wide right there through that corner. The 2 Haas's and our teammate on the outside of us. We let them go. Got a bunch of contact from George Russell. Holy shit, he's knocking us around. We cut across right there. And for some reason, it told us illegal overtake on Latifi, even though we were already off the track. So we had to give the position back, and Giovinazzi's just going to sneak through. I think we got a nice little rivalry forming with Giovinazzi as well. Ran it super fucking deep, trying to keep it up. Not a great start. Not a great start, but it's better than P22, I guess. So as I was saying, nice rivalry we've got with Giovinazzi. After Bahrain, he gave us a good run for our money. I think right now, if we're going to pick a rival, I think Giovinazzi would be a good one to pick, just because the cars are pretty equal. And according to what happened in Bahrain in this race, we raced pretty often with each other. I think after that we might have to aim for Lando Norris, just depending on how the car progresses after this rivalry. So you see 4 wide through there, 3 wide this time. Latifi got the squeeze, we ran it off. And so now we continue onto that very ridiculously long backstretch on the first lap. Giovinazzi coming right up on us. We're obviously going to have to defend, or we're not going to defend because we're going to dive it up the inside of George Russell. An absolute masterclass dive bomb. Got the power down. Running nice and equal. You see, we're going to look there, quick glance, and we're actually going to take it around the outside. And that's us up into P19, but just, I mean, let's watch the replay really quick. Nice and late under brakes. I didn't think we were going to get that dive bomb so well. I think the Williams might be going for a 1-stop. Both of them got medium tires on. Everyone else around us, definitely on the softs, definitely a 2-stop. But you see, kept it around the outside, nice and smooth through this S section. Just pay attention to how much time we lose to Grosjean. Either I suck or we just don't have enough downforce to get through that S section yet. So I'm excited to see, with the progressions we make throughout the season, how we'll be next year. But right now we just do not have the downforce to get through that freaking S section. It's ridiculous. And on top of that, I suck. So not a great combination for us as we get on to lap 2. Look at how far. He opened up a whole second just in that S section. But now lap 2, almost hitting that fucking wall. Yellow flags. And it's because Daniel Kvyat blew his engine. I think that's the 4th retirement in 3 races off of just technical failures. So you see, there we go. Or that's actually Giuliano, because we're behind. So he just parks it on the front, or not on the front stretch, but he just parks it in the middle of the stretch. Luckily there was no safety car. Actually, unluckily, because we could have had a chance to make some overtakes. But now, as we get onto the back stretch just a second later, or a couple corners later, after the dick tip turn, Giovinazzi's all over us. Like, he is all over us. He's going to keep it up the inside, and we're going to hold it around the outside of the hairpin. It's going to turn into the inside, and we're going to get slightly late into the brakes. Nice little lockup to hold position, and we're going to do that. So now as we progress to lap 3, this is before the stretch right up to the dick tip turn. We let him by with the hopes that we can keep up on the stretch. No reason to force it too wide through a corner and you can see how narrow it gets right there. It's so difficult to get a good run. But anyways, no point in forcing too wide when it doesn't need to be, when we could just save it for the stretch. So here we are, onto the back straight. All up, DRS, Rich, and overtake. We're slowly catching him. Not as fast as we would on any other track, but we're going to have to dive it up the inside in the hairpin. Both of us locking up. We're going to give him the squeeze, and we're back up into P18. Nice little defense there. But next lap, directly in the same spot. Look at how freaking quickly he catches up. I mean, at this point, we're not even going to bother putting up into Rich or into overtake. He locks it up again. He might need to change the brake bias there, but he locks it up. We're going to successfully defend on lap 4 as we cut to lap 5 now. Almost lost it right there. Heading into the dick tip turn. He's cleanly going to get it this time, even quicker than he did before. Not going to challenge him through the dick tip turn because we're not very good. Try to cut the corner a little bit. Hopefully that would get us a good spot there. But you see, it's so tight. It's so hard to get a good run. We're going to knock it up. Rich and overtake. Not a lot to work with as we're going to get the DRS. Look at how freaking slow we are in the straight. I mean, that's just a pure showing. Ferrari engine versus Honda engine, I think we have. I don't know if it's Honda or Renault, but you could just see how easy it is. He outbrakes us in the hairpin, and we weren't close enough anyways. So it sucks, man. It sucks. And just wait. Just wait to see how much time he gains on us. We enter it with half a second. We freaking hit the damn wall right there. So, chipped it. Jeff is pitching us a new strategy here. I don't know how we're going to plan on no stopping. But we broke the front wing, and we really can't handle it through the S section. Just look at how quickly he got up there. And to keep the disappointments rolling this race, we're fighting a fucking Williams. We're fighting a Williams! I thought we progressed this season, or for this race. I don't know if you caught it earlier in the video. We had 2 minor parts that were supposed to arrive for us, and they failed right before this race. They failed. So we're going to have to invest some money in quality control. So much understeer through the S section. George Russell is just absolutely destroying us. And you see at this point, I'm just fed up with it. And we're going to box this lap. We're going to get the pink Rangers. their first repair of the season. Also, this pit lane is ridiculously long. Not long as in distance, but long as in time. It's 10 seconds pretty much before I even enter the actual pit lane. So, I don't know, man. It's the same as Silverstone. I don't like how long Silverstone's pit lane is. That's like my one gripe with the whole track. So now we get the Pink Rangers. Their first repair job of the season. At least in a race, because I crashed it so many times in the freaking practice. 10 seconds. Latifi up there, 14 seconds ahead of us. 17 now. We're going to come out 20 seconds behind. As we progress a couple laps, we've caught up by about 12 seconds to Latifi. But lost it there. Brake too late. Not enough downforce to keep us through the corners, so we're just going to have to cut it. And we freaking snapped an oversteer. Straight into the wall again. Orange wing this time. I saw when Jeff suggested 0 stops, I was under the assumption that he was telling us to retire. So you see in the next lap, can't even turn into the first corner. We can't turn into the second corner. Just look at how much understeer we have. So I thought he was telling us to retire the car. So I was really convinced that that's the right call to make. Save the engine. We might as well. We're going to be back here in last place for the rest of the race. Smacked it again. Red wing. Red wing. No steering in the freaking S section. Look at how far we go. So, I decided, you know what? That's what we're going to do. We're going to retire the car on lap 10. We retire the car on lap 10 to save the engine for later races. Maybe we can extend it an extra race because we didn't use it. The disappointments just keep on rolling, man. Ever since Lando punted us in the back, we've had horrible momentum. As per the name of this video, but not a great Vietnamese Grand Prix. We're going to have to return next year with a lot more downforce. Maybe even run an increased downforce setup. It'll slow us down in the super long straight, but we're just losing so much time that it doesn't even matter, man. It was horrible. I really hated this race. The track sucks. D-. Alex Albon finishing 5th. Not a great race, not a bad race for him. Valtteri Bottas, as you saw, won the race. Hamilton didn't even get on the podium. He finished 4th, so he got a pretty nice job there. But you see, Giuliano 19th, myself 21st. Not a great season so far. We had a great first race, great second race until Lando punted us. But you see Lando Norris up there in 8th. We're in 11th. And in the constructors, still in 7th. Thank you for coming.